Hare Krishna. So we will continue with our discussion on the Janmashtami Meditations. Today is session 5. So in the last few sessions, we were discussing about the nature of the devotion of the Brajvasis, the nature of the pure Vatsalya of Yashodamai and Nanda Baba as compared to Devaki and Vasudeva, whose Vatsalya is mixed with Jnana and Aishwarya. So the purpose is to glorify the element of pure devotional service. So this is the very purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam. The purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam is to glorify the concept of pure devotional service. And this pure devotional service is fully manifest in the Brajvasis, the devotees who are very, very dear to Krishna. So yesterday we also learned about how Krishna has sent Uddhava to Vrindavan to understand what is actually pure devotion. Uddhava being a Jnani Bhakta, so when he has seen the devotion of the Brajvasis, especially that of Gopis and Srimati Radharani, it was such an educational tour for him, an experiential learning of what is pure devotional service. So today we will continue the topic. In yesterday's session, we have also discussed that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has declared that there are only 4 rasas in Krishna Bhakti Rasa, which is Dasya, Vatsalya, Sakhya, and Madhurya. And the difference between these 4 rasas and that of Shanta Rasa, which we did not include, is that in these 4 rasas, Krishna Bhakti is manifested with an attachment to the personal form of Lord Krishna. So in today's discussion, we are going to discuss about the beautiful form of Lord Krishna and its significance in different stages of bhakti. So Krishna's beautiful form has 4 features. So these 4 features is that Krishna's form is Gopavesha. This is the form of Kaishora in Vrindavan Leela. Actually, Krishna's Leelas are classified into 4 based on his ages. So the first is called the Balya Leela, which is from 0 to 5 years old. Later it is called the Pauganda Leela, which is like from 5 to 10 years. And after that is the Kaishora Leela. Kaishora Leela. And that age is called the Kishora. And this Kishora period is the most worshipable form of Lord Krishna, where he actually manifests the beautiful opulence of his Madhurya. And we will discuss more about this in the later part of the class. And then there is Yovana. So these are the 4 stages of Lord Krishna's growth, which is Balya, Pauganda, Kaishora, and Yovana. So in this Kaishora stage, Krishna exhibits a beautiful form, which is ever worshipable to the pure devotees who are worshipping Krishna in the mood of Madhurya. So this form has 4 features, which is one is Gopavesha. Gopavesha. Krishna has Gopavesha. Second is Venukara, because he holds a flute. So he's Gopavesha, Venukara. And third is that he's Navakishora. And fourth is Natavara. So these 4 beautiful features of his form are predominantly manifest in his Brajalila. So what are they? Gopavesha. That is, he's dressed as a beautiful Gopa Kumara. So that is why actually when all the gopis go to Kurukshetra to see Krishna after Krishna leaves Vrindavan, when they see him in that rich opulence of that of a king, they can't handle it. They couldn't absorb it. They were just feeling so separated from Krishna, seeing him in that rich opulent, kingly attire. And they long to see Krishna back in his threefold bending form with the beautiful garland of forest flowers and playing Venu under this Vatasi tree. Yeah. So this beautiful form is manifest in Brajabhumi, Gopa Vesha, the form of a Gopa, Venukara, and Krishna is playing on his flute. So interestingly, Krishna is with his flute is present only in Vrindavan. In Mathura and Dwaraka, Krishna does not carry his flute. So Venukara. And Bhaktirata Rasamrita Sindhu actually speaks so beautifully about the different kinds of flutes Krishna has. We will discuss that some other time. A lot of details have also been given about the flute of Krishna. Yeah. Gopa Vesha, Venukara, Nitya Kishora. So Krishna is ever, in the spiritual world, Krishna is Nitya Kishora. He's ever present in Goloka Vrindavan. He's ever present in this stage of the Kishora age, which is about 12 years. So Nitya Kishora and Natavara. Yeah. So Krishna, you also find Krishna dancing in Brajabhumi. So this is this beautiful form of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan. So we were discussing about Bhakti, Bhakta and Bhagavan are transcendental. They do not belong to this earthly realm. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also speaks about Mamchayo avyabhicharena bhakti Mamchayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samapti daityam brahma bhuyaya kalpate. The bhakti is something that manifests beyond the three modes of material nature. That in itself describes that bhakti does not belong to the material realm. It is spiritual. It belongs to Swarupa Shakti. Yeah, it has nothing to do with the Bahiranga Shakti or Tatastha Shakti. It completely manifests from the Swarupa Shakti. So this bhakti is manifest in the hearts of the pure devotees of Lord Krishna. So when Devaki has experienced that fear when she saw Krishna, so that fear was not the material fear. It was fear that came out of pure love. So sometimes, people ask questions that, the gopis and the Brajvasis, the gopas, and, they went through so much suffering, so much pain, and that amount of pain seeing which, who will be encouraged to practice bhakti? We're all glorifying the path of devotion and, and achieving Krishna Prem and Brajavas as an ultimate goal. But you see, they're all crying. So much they're crying. That is not a material emotion. These are spiritual emotions and cannot be compared to the material emotions born out of the three modes. So in that separation, there is a ecstasy that is experienced, which cannot be understood in the conditioned stage. So one cannot compare the material and spiritual emotions. So when again coming to the understanding of the pure Vatsalya Preeti, Shuddha Vatsalya Preeti of Yashodamai, we see this that when Krishna actually in the Brajalila, we all know this beautiful pastime of Krishna eats mud. Krishna eats mud and Balram and the Gopas won't complain to Yashodamai. Yashodamaya, Krishna, he ate mud. Yeah. So please come and see. So Yashodamaya comes to Krishna and asks him, "Hey Kanu, did you eat mud? Show me your mouth. Open." And Krishna opens his mouth. And when Krishna opens his mouth, what she saw is like, Aneka Brahmandas, all the universes, the planets, the solar systems. And, there's a huge description of it in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So when she saw that the Aishwarya, the opulence of Lord Krishna, what did Yashodamaya do? Now she got scared. Then what happened to my dear boy? Did somebody do some kind of a witchcraft on him? He needs to be protected. So please understand this, the beautiful emotion experienced by Yashodamaya. When she
అవి అప్పలు తిను పప్పు పెట్టుకొని పప్పు వెయిట్ చేసిన తినాలి ఏం చేయను స్వీట్ రైస్.
When she saw the opulence of Krishna, she did not get bewildered. Or, like when Devaki and Vasudev, when they were in the prison house and they saw Krishna in his four-handed form, they offered prayers. Yeah. And it's the same thing that is experienced by Arjuna. When he saw the Vishwarupa form of Lord Krishna, he offered prayers. Yeah, but Yashodamai isn't Shuddha Vatsalya Preeti. It is pure love. So when a devotee is in pure love, even when the opulence is exhibited by Krishna himself, as great as in his own mouth, she saw all the Brahmandas. She was only worried about Krishna. What happened to my child? Yeah. Did something happen? I need to protect him. So this is difference between Shuddha Vatsalya Preeti and Vatsalya Preeti that is mixed with Aishwarya and Jnana. She always only felt that pure love for Krishna. So this is the elevated and exalted nature of Braja Bhakti or Braja Prem, which is so rare to attain. So rare to attain. So this bhakti is evolved in various stages. So there is a stage of jnana, then there is a stage of jnanamayi, and there is a stage, the final stage of prema. So what is the stage of jnana? So jnana is when a sadhaka realizes that beyond these dualities of material life, there is something called Brahman, which is beyond the dualities. Yeah. So this is jnana stage. They overcome the dualities of pain, pleasure, honor, dishonor, all these which Lord Krishna speaks about in the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Dukheshu anudvignamana, sukheshu vigataspriha, vitaraga bhaya krodha, all these qualities of overcoming the dualities. So this is a stage of jnana. So in this stage of jnana also, happiness is experienced. So beyond the stage of this jnana is the stage of jnanamayi. So in the stage of jnanamayi, the sadhaka begins to realize the opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this is called the Aishwarya Jnana. Yeah, opulences. That is what is Krishna's, we know the six opulences of the Supreme Lord. Yeah, strength, beauty, fame, renunciation, all that. So this opulences of the Supreme Personality, all his Aishwaryas, his creative potency, his the manifestation of his creation, all these Aishwaryas, Shaktis are realized. So this is the stage of Jnanamayi. And the highest stage is the stage of Prema or Rati. And in this stage, the beautiful personal form of Lord Krishna is realized. So this Prema is called Panchama Purushartha, the highest gain anybody can ever attain in one's existence, the attainment of Prema or pure love of God. So in that stage, what is realized? The personal form of Lord Krishna. Yeah, that is realized. And this personal form is especially worshipable for a devotee in the Madhurya Rasa. So the Madhurya Bhaktas are very intensely attached to the beautiful form of Lord Krishna. Yeah, beautiful form of Lord Krishna. So these are the realizations that are understood as one becomes attached and a genuine practitioner and a serious practitioner of bhakti. So Srila Rupa Goswami, is this the Rasacharya, the Acharya who has shown us the path of pure devotional service. He's given great bhakti literatures, which are such gems, jewels. Yeah, in the Gaudiya Vaishnava line, Srila Rupa Goswami is often called the Rasacharya and Srila Jiva Goswami is called the Tattvacharya. And Srila Rupa Goswami, explaining the nature of bhakti, he explains that bhakti is beyond logic. It's beyond logic. If you want to bring in arguments and logics, one will not understand. Yeah. So, and he also glorified, saying that even if a person has a little taste for bhakti, bhakti is an ocean. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it's an ocean. And if you actually read the book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, you begin to understand how oceanic the subject matter is. But Srila Rupa Goswami gives a very beautiful hope that if a person somehow develops even a little taste for bhakti, that little taste in itself is a passport. You've got a passport to understand the entire bhakti as a process, as an experience. Yeah. So that little taste is if someone has, one should understand that it is a blessing that one has acquired from lifetimes. So that is the power, the potency, the beauty, the glory of the path of bhakti. So that is why it is said. And how do we understand? How do we follow? How do we practice this bhakti? Mahajano yena gatastu pantas. Yeah. It is in Mahabharata, this has been spoken that dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya mahajano yena gatastu pantas. Yeah, dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya. That is the conclusions of Vedic truths are, where are they? Where do you find these conclusions? If you go and ask scholars, every scholar, the very nature of the scholars, especially logicians who have great tarka, yeah. If you go and talk to them, the very nature of this logician is everybody has their own opinion. People who are highly intellectual, if you actually talk to them, the fact that they are intellectuals means that they have their own opinion. So then, if you approach such people to understand what is the tattva of dharma, you will never understand because you will get different opinions from different people. But then how do we understand? Mahajano yena gatastu pantas. These conclusions of the Vedic truths is encapsulated in the hearts of pure devotees. So that is why Mahajano yena gatastu pantas. Just follow the path that has been shown by these Mahajanas because they have realized these truths. They have made these truths a part of their very existence, and the path they have led, simply by following it, one also understands and realizes this truth. This is the way of bhakti. This is the path of, the path of bhakti is the path of grace. One has to simply surrender to a bona fide guru who has this genuine devotion to the Supreme Lord and simply submissively follow their instructions. Simple for the simple. Yes. So I will speak about the three tattvas, the three riches. We were speaking about bhakti. So in this process of bhakti, there are three riches. Every time you do anything, any endeavor, you begin to question what's in it for me. What's in it for me? So on this path of bhakti, there are three riches, the greatest riches anybody can ever aspire. So what are these three riches one can acquire, the wealth that one can acquire? So number one is Krishna. Number two, Krishna's service. And number three is love for Krishna. Yeah. So that is number one is Krishna, second is Krishna Bhakti, and third is Krishna Prema. These are the three greatest riches on this path of devotion. So, and this is also technically explained in the three tattvas. Yeah, it's called the Tattvatraya, which are the Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. In the Sambandha stage, what one experiences is what the final fruit one realizes is Krishna himself, the Sambandha, the relationship. Yes, in this material world, there's a beautiful word, sentence that I've come across when I was reading this book. There is only one relationship that is existing. That is relationship with Krishna. All other relationships are illusion. Yeah. And all other relationships are real to the degree you're seeing those relationships in connection with Krishna. So what is the conclusion? There is only one relationship. What is it, one relationship? Relationship with Krishna. So one who realizes this has attained that sambandha. Yeah. Sambandha tattva. Relationship with Krishna. One understands one's relationship as an eternal servant of Lord Krishna. The second is the abhideya. So abhideya is the process of realizing, process of living that relationship. And this process is Krishna Bhakti, yeah, as a process. And third and highest is Prayojana. Prayojana is Krishna Prema. So Krishna is also famously called as Tribhanga Mohana, yeah, or Tribhanga Lalitam, or Tribhanga Sundara. So what is this Tribhanga? That is, Krishna is bent in three places. So what are these three places that Krishna is bent in? Does anybody know? I'll just tell you. So Krishna is bent in three places. What are those three places Krishna is bent in? One is at the first bend is at his lotus feet. Yeah, at the lotus. If you see the beautiful form of Krishna, holding the fruit, he's in his Tribhanga form. So first Tribhanga means there are three bends. The first bend is at the lotus feet. Second bend, and this lotus feet represent Sambandha, and the deity of Sambandha is Sri Radha Madana Mohana. Then the second bend you see at his lotus lips. Krishna's lips are drawn to the left side towards the Srimati Radharani. It's the second bend. And this represents the Abhideya Tattva, and the deity is Sri Radha Govindaji. And third bend you see is, you can't see, third bend is in the heart of Lord Krishna. So first bend is at the lotus feet, second bend is at the lips, and third bend is in the heart. And this is represented by the Prayojana Tattva, which is the predominating deity is Sri Radha Gopinath. And what is attained is Krishna Prema. So this is the three tattvas of Lord Krishna, the Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. So when the jiva understands that the reality of the material relationships, understanding them to be temporary, a source of misery, a source of frustration, and knows oneself of being deserving of something pure because of one's true nature of being a Satchit Ananda, connects to the Supreme Absolute Truth, Lord Krishna. And that's when, once Sambandha is formed. Yes. So this is a very beautiful process. The process of bhakti is just, returning to your original nature. It's such a fascinating process. And the end result is everlasting bliss. End result is everlasting happiness. Yeah. And an everlasting love, which are real and not just some fun words, yeah, or poetic expressions. The reality, the truth. So I'll just end with the speciality of Lord Krishna in his Kaishora form. So Krishna is, reservoir of sweetness. Yeah, it's called Madhurya ka Nilaya. Nilaya means it's a reservoir, the abode of all sweetness. So how is this sweetness manifest? It is manifest in 4 ways. And these 4 ways are, especially and only found in the Kaishora form of Lord Krishna. So, what are these 4 types of madhuryas that Krishna possesses? Number 1 is the Venu Madhuri. Yeah. The number 1 is the Rupa Madhurya, the beautiful form of Lord Krishna. Yeah. The second one is the Venu Madhurya. Venu Madhurya is the beautiful flute which Krishna plays. The sweetness of which intoxicates the entire Vrindavan. When Krishna plays his flute, it is said that, the whole Vrindavan becomes stunned in ecstasy. The calves stop drinking milk from the udder of the mother cow. River Yamuna starts flowing in the opposite direction. And all the trees and they become stunned, just like the hair when we are in ecstasy, the stand. We technically in medical terms they're called auriculations. It's like how you feel that. So all the trees stand in they become stunned in ecstasy. Yeah. In this way, when they begin to hear the beautiful flute music of Lord Krishna. And Krishna plays different notes of his flute for different occasions. He has a special note to call all his cows and calves. And he has a special notes to, that are only heard by the gopis. And there's a special note that only Srimati Radharani can hear. And no one can hear. So in this way, Krishna is an expert flute player. And that's his sweetness, Venu Madhurya. And third is the Rati Madhurya, his loving, the sweetness of his relationships with his devotees. So Vrindavan is all about loving relationships. And and the fourth and final thing is Rupa Madhurya, Venu Madhurya, Rati Madhurya, and Leela Madhurya. Leela Madhurya means Krishna's beautiful pastimes. Yeah. So Krishna's pastimes are very, very sweet and amazing, that are spoken about over and over again. Imagine Krishna stole butter 5,000 years ago. Till date, it is discussed and spoken about. And if you see actually some devotees, they speak about one pastime for many days. Just Krishna's Kaliya Leela, they speak for 4 or 5 days. Just butter stealing, they speak. Okay, Krishna's stealing of butter, they speak for so many days. And as they are speaking, devotees are hearing with such astonishment, stunned, and they cry tears and they become so jubilant. So this is not something ordinary. And that is why it is very important to understand Tattva before entering into the Leela. If we do not understand Tattva, then Leela sounds very ordinary. One will not be able to appreciate it. So Tattva is very important. The philosophy is important to appreciate the Leelas. the Leela Madhurya of the Supreme Lord. So these are the four sweetnesses of Lord Krishna. What are they? The Rupa Madhurya, Venu Madhurya, Rati Madhurya, and Leela Madhurya. And these four are present only in the Kishora Krishna. Yeah, that's why Kishora Krishna is also called the complete personality of Godhead, Bhagavat Sara. That is Krishna's beauty. And so that is why the love of the Brajvasis, the prema, the pure love that is manifest in Vrindavan, it's also called Braja Prema, is called the last limit of love. The highest understanding of love is the love that is manifest in the heart of the Brajvasis. It's the highest perfection ever possible for a Jivatma to achieve. So I will end here. In today's discussion, we spoke, it's difficult to summarize classes like this. It's not a technical class. It's more of rasa. Yeah. Actually, there are two types of anandas. The two types of swarupas. There are in the happiness that is realized in the Brahman or Paramatma platform is called the Ananda Swarupa. It's a kind of happiness. There is Ananda, there is happiness, but only in the realization of Krishna. Krishna is realized in three stages, right? Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Shabde. So in the realization of Lord Krishna, the absolute truth as Brahman or Paramatma, one can experience only something called happiness. It's called Ananda Swarupa. But one can experience rasa, the rasa Swarupa, only in the realization of Krishna in his Bhagavan feature. Yeah. And that realization of Krishna in his rasa Swarupa, the ultimate limit of it is in the love of the Brajvasis, called the Braja Prema. So I will end here. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions, discussions?